Hey, welcome to my gardens again. It is June 10th. Sorry, a delay. As you see, another rainy day here in southern New Jersey. So I trimmed out the this Bailey red twig dogwood to uncover the double martini sedum and the Veronica. So and I've noticed in the front here, I got a little weed issue going on. So the one creeping weed and crabgrass. So you see here, that's vinegar and sea salt. So trying different combinations and see what works better. But yeah, all of a sudden this just popped up. Really nowhere else. But it is another rainy day, which I'll take it from what it was last year. So a lot of changes. My lilies are in bloom. So you have a few. The orange ones are just magnificent. Those are going to be yellow. And then I have a couple other ones. Where are they? So there's my dark red ones, my peachy ones. I think I just saw the bunny. He's been eating. There he is. He's been eating all my Heliopsis. So these are the Trogan ones that aren't bloomed yet. Those are great. Those are multicolored. Oh, there he is, right behind the butterfly weed. So there's a tiny double Dutch, and my Pardon My Cherise bee balm. That's a great color combination right there, especially with the macaroon daisies. And this is a tiny ghost, the red one. So a lot of things are coming up. Cone flowers are coming up. My blue sea holly is turning blue. Everything else is growing in this bed. Yarrow's blooming. This one's behaving. It's not separating in the center. And then I have all my dahlias. I have one tucked back there. One's finally coming up there, that one, and then the one there. Yeah, as they're saying, the yarrows, some of them are cooperating. Like this one, it splits in the middle. They're just too big. So at the end of the season, I'll split them up. So that's what the bunny's been doing. He left me one stalk of my false sunflower, the burning heart. The other ones aren't dead. They'll come back. Hopefully he'll get bigger and move on to something else. Like I said, sunflowers are blooming. The fuchsia is bright. I have a lot of different varieties of cone flowers. Let's see what else is blooming around here. There's a lot of stuff. The wand flowers are blooming. My Coreopsis is starting to come out. The blue bug loss is another favorite. I love the blue. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the Coreopsis, a little bang daybreak. More bee balm is the electric neon. And more maple seedlings. Just keep pulling them out. I cut back and deadheaded all the geum, so they'll start shooting up new shoots, and they'll rebloom. My Caramia coneflower, it's more of a pincushion coneflower. So this area is coming in. I got new roses in. This is a Young Lycidas, David Austin Rose, Carding Mill, and the Nye Bevan. So the Nye Bevan's in bloom. It's a beautiful bloom. So the honeysuckle should bloom again. I need to deadhead this, which takes a while. So that's a day job. More coneflowers are popping up. This is the Watermelon Deluxe. So the quick fire fab hydrangea is budding out. So these are new. See how well they do. I have one here and one in the back. My Sweet Williams blooming. I need to get more of those to put there. The Zagreb Coreopsis are blooming. These are like the fern leaf Coreopsis. It's a great plant. It's basically mature height and size. My New England aster's coming back after it got eaten to the ground. Roses are starting to get trained. The Dublin Bay is a red one. And the yellow one is a Teasing Georgia. So those are doing well. I trimmed back my old roses. We'll cut through here. I started trimming back my barberry because it gets a little unruly. Strawberries are growing. We'll see what happens. This will be fun having 3 different varieties. My 2 roses that the deer ate down to the crown are coming back since I moved them. Cucumbers, I posted a picture on my posts. We got some pretty big cukes for the first round. Peppers are coming in. Tomatoes, there's a couple. There's one turning. That one should be soon. It's about 3 inches. So as it starts to rain again, so through here, I this time of year you start getting black spot. So I cut these out because they were done blooming. That's an old tea rose. That's a single bloomer. That's a coral rose, which was having a lot of trouble. So I just cut it all the way back, and now it's got new shoots coming up. This is an old red rose, which is doing much better. The black spot can be a real struggle. Same thing with my Graham Thomas. I cut out a bunch because it was getting a lot of black spot. And I'll trim it up. I'll probably cut this section off at the end of the year. My Darcy Brussels is in bloom again. Another beautiful bloom. My Gentle Hermione is growing back. I cut out a bunch of stalks in there to prevent the black spot coming. So I put this olive pot here, trying to see if I like it here, and then I'll go from there. I may put a rose in there if I like it. There's some of my false sunflowers. Those are the ones that on the other side the bunny's been eating. But here's a good one for people. So these are about 3 inches in diameter. This is a Fama scabiosa. It's a great plant. I had a couple of them. They struggled last year. This is the only one I have left. I need to try to get a few more of them. So the block, the bunny and the deer, and so I put a hibiscus there. They'll get about 4 feet. They'll be maybe a little bit higher. It'll get to similar height to the false sunflowers and the pink snowberry. To try to physically block access. So more cone flowers coming in. It's that time of year that a lot of stuff shifts. There's that 1 week where not much is in bloom, but it moves quick. So black-eyed Susans, we got a million of them. Not my favorite, but it's a good fill plant. Everything's filling in. The Spigelia is still blooming. These are the Raging Cajun. More cone flowers ready to pop. I have like 4 different varieties in this section here. The gladiolas, I don't know if there's any, I haven't seen any shoots yet, but it should be soon. A lot of my milkweeds starting to bloom. I did get a new variety. I got them over here. So these are white. So this is the Ice Ballet. So I may put them right in here. It does get a lot of morning sun, this whole section here, so it may be a good spot. So let's go through the back. Like I say all the time, if you got any questions, leave them in comments. I'm always looking for suggestions. If you want an idea of one of the specific plants I have, more about it, let me know. So these Spigelias are the little redheads. So they're a little bit darker. So the red is more red, and the Raging Cajuns are a little more orangey red. My Major Wheeler's growing and will bloom again. The unfortunate thing with a Major Wheeler is it's a beautiful plant. The blooms are great. We see hummingbirds on this one all the time, but there's no scent to it at all. That's the unfortunate thing. So blueberries are getting blue. I may actually get blueberries this year. That one doesn't have too many. This one's got a bunch. So we'll see if they don't steal them on me. So I've been harvesting broccoli. I need to harvest a couple more because that one's starting to separate a little bit. The cabbage is starting to roll. There's bunny number 2. One of the problems I'm having is mulberries coming from my neighbor's tree, and they're getting inside my cabbage. So I may be finding a mulberry, like right there, inside my cabbage head. And I want to put a greenhouse here, but I got to figure out how to trim the mulberry tree before I do that, because that's going to cause me a problem. These are great. These are the Cape Fuchsias. We'll see how they do. I love the idea. I saw a hummingbird on that one yesterday. My Happy Jack, which I had jammed into barberry, it was getting choked out and fighting with the barberry, is starting to bloom. It's a pretty dark purple. Again, more maple seedlings. Just keep finding them, keep pulling them out. So You know, back here, this is a limelight hydrangea. So it's doing well here. Let's see, see how it does through the season. It gets a little more shade back here. My Oregon grape hollies, the grapes are starting to turn a little bit. You can't eat these. They're really tart. So they'd be good for like a jam or a preserve. Or I've been cleaning out all the maple seeds back here, which has been a total nightmare. All my corbels, heucheras, whatever people want to call them, are doing great. The 9 bark is very healthy, but this one doesn't bloom. Just not enough sun. They like part sun, which that one gets, but like I said, the plant's healthy, it just doesn't bloom. This is one of the other fire fabs, the one I put over by the honeysuckle. So this has got buds coming out as it starts to rain harder. My Epirus woos starting to bloom. Again, not one of my favorites. I don't like hosta. I only like this because the grayish color and the size of it. I really don't like blooms on hosta. I usually wind up cutting them off. My toe lilies are getting big. My oak leaf hydrangeas, this one's actually doing better this year. Surprisingly, it's blooming. This one doesn't get a lot of sun compared to the other 3. I cleaned out all my shade stuff. So my lungwort I trimmed back, and it's doing much better. I deadheaded it. Took out all the leaves from this, the evergreen and the ivy from my neighbor's property. Some free mums are coming back. Yeah, so here's the other oak leaf hydrangeas. So this one and that one I put in a couple years ago. This one and the other one in the back I put in last year. They were supposed to be ruby slippers, supposed to be red ones, and they're both mismarked. So yeah, it is what it is. But they're doing well. This one's blooming a little bit more because it gets a little bit morning sun. So it's a good experiment to see what likes where. These are the Incrediballs. I put in 3 of them. That one had a little problem and half of it broke off. But this one's got some buds on it. The grapes are doing well. They're growing in. There's a couple of them, like this one is one of the Thompson's seedless greens. It's got a couple grapes on them. This one's got a lot. This is a Concord. So this one's definitely the healthiest out of the bunch. It's my coral honeysuckle is getting bigger. It's almost to the top, and there's my buddy, my catbird. He loves following me around. So this is coming in pretty well. I still got to deal with the ivy that's coming through, and also poison ivy that's coming through there from my neighbor's property. And the poison ivy up all through there, coming out through their fence too. So I try to avoid that because I'm highly allergic to poison ivy. So here's our Color Fantasy hydrangeas that we've been struggling with for many years. These things just we've had them in multiple locations. More maple seeds. They're actually gonna bloom. Not much, but I'll take what I can. So here's the one Fairy Trail hydrangea I still have not put in because I keep going back and forth on where I want to put it. But I did get 2 more hydrangeas And I forgot. I'm going to put them where the walkway is, where the walkway currently is, right through here. So I'm going to put, and the two new ones are smaller. So I'm going to put, one around here and one around there. So I need to take out part of the walkway. And the idea I have is I'm going to get bluestone and put a new path in through the arbors. And this is why I didn't do a video the other day, because I got caught in the pouring rain. But almost done. I just want to show you guys. So there's a couple coneflowers down there that are coming in. So these are the new ones. A little tough stuff. This is a beautiful light blue blooms on these. I couldn't resist. They're almost mature height, so they're going to be 2 feet, 2 by 2, maybe 3 by 3 by the time I get done with them, like most of my other stuff. And it's all about soil and feeding. How much you feed them, when you feed them. So this is it. This is June 10th. Everything's getting a good soaking today. It keeps my water bill down. A lot of people ask me, do I have irrigation? The answer is no. I hand water everything when I want, because not everything needs water. And irrigation just becomes a bigger problem as I want to change things, because then I need to change the irrigation, and it's a secular, fight back and forth. Here's another good one. So that's a Cat's Pajamas cat mint that I'm letting go. That one's a little bit older than this one, but they're pretty big. 2 by 2. That one's a little bit bigger. Here's a good experiment. So the blooms are starting to die back. There's a couple. The bees still love them, so I'm leaving those. I see a big one here. Has a pretty good maple seed. So this one. So remember, June 10th. I cut this one all the way back. It was about that size, and I cut it all the way back. And we'll watch it and see. Give you guys a experiment. This is why you cut them back, because this one will come back and rebloom again. There's a bunch of stuff I need to do. I need to cut back my Montauk's. June is the shaving time to take about 1/3 off the Montauk's. I have one over there as well. But yeah, everything's coming in. Is one of my new roses, the Young Lycidas. It's a nice pinkish purple. The first round of buds are usually kind of as the plant gets better acclimated. So yeah, this is it. This is June. Things are still blooming. New things are popping up. You find different pops of color all over the place, like the butterfly weed right there, the orange. And the funny other thing is, a few people asked me why you don't see me. You watch all these garden videos and garden channels of people showing off what they're doing in their garden and different techniques, and for me it's all about the plants. The blood, sweat, and tears I put into it to get things to fill in and matching colors and contradictory colors. It's all about the work that I do, not about me. It's about the plants. It's about the pollinators. So I'm not trying to showcase myself. I'm trying to showcase my work. Because this is why I do what I do. To bring out the flowers for the pollinators and people to enjoy. You know, people don't come tour my gardens, you know, to take a look at me. So that's why I'm usually never in a video. You know, it's like I said, it's all about this, not about me. So that's my answer why I'm not in videos. But you know, like I said, if you have any questions, leave it in comments. Like my videos, subscribe. Always looking for more subscribers, more content. I have a couple new ideas coming up. One of which is I'll talk about what I do, because my whole property is organic. I do no synthetic chemicals, no synthetic fertilizers. It's all organic material, even down to my mulch. My lawn is all organic. To the fertilizers, I interlace Dutch white clover into my lawn. So I try to keep to the organic aspect as much as I possibly can. Down to treatment of the plants, like black spot, you cut it out and spray, you know, an organic fungicide, to neem oil for insecticide. So I try to do my part, and I do not spray chemicals. So I'm going to do a whole video just on that. So thanks for watching. A rainy day here in New Jersey.